Hello viewers. Welcome to Seek Wisdom. Today in this video, we present you the summary of the book, The Courage to be Disliked, written by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. It shows you how to unlock the power within yourself to become your best and truest self, change your future and find lasting happiness. It is based on the Adler psychology and Greek philosophy. We recommend to read this book at least once in lifetime as it will challenge many of our beliefs. Hope you like it. Let's get started. This book is in the form of a questionnaire where a young boy comes to know about a philosopher who believes that anyone can change. This boy, being frustrated with his life, comes to this man challenging his theory and beliefs. We have provided the essence of their conversation. This world is a very simple place and life also. It is actually we who are making this world and life chaotic. We don't live in an objective world, rather in subjective world that we ourselves have given meaning to. So the world looks different to everyone. Everyone is wearing glasses. If you have worn dark glasses, you will see everything dark. Instead of lamenting about the world's darkness, we can just remove the glasses. Perhaps the world will appear terribly bright then, and we need to involuntarily shut our eyes, because you don't have the courage to see the world with a different viewpoint. Everyone can change and find happiness without any exception. There is a belief that someone is in a particular situation and cannot change because of his past or the trauma faced. If we focus only on past causes and try to explain things solely through cause and effect, we end up with determinism. Solution is not think about past causes, but rather about present goals. It is because we do not have courage to see the change. So we create goals and then create mental situations that favor to be in that state. No experience is in itself a cause of our success or failure. We do not suffer from the shock of our experiences, but instead we make out of them whatever suits our purposes. The experience of a calamity or abuse during childhood or other such incidents cannot be denied, but the important thing is that nothing is actually determined by those influences. We determine our own lives according to the meaning we give to those past experiences. Next comes about anger. People commit offense under the effect of anger because they cannot control their emotions. The reason behind getting rage is that we want the person in front of us to submit. We can manage the situations without raising voice, but because of this goal of making other person to submit, we fabricate anger. Anger is an instantaneous emotion, but remember the situations when in between a quarrel you got a phone call. How your tone was changed suddenly. Anger is a tool that can be taken out as needed. So we can say that people are not controlled by emotions. If you want to change yourself, first step is to know yourself. We admire others and think if we become like them, we can be happy. Actual reason is that we have not learned how to love ourselves. Accept who you are. The important thing is not what one is born with, but what use one makes of that equipment. Fixating on what you are born with will not change the reality. We are unhappy because we are choosing unhappiness. Why we chose to be unhappy? Because somewhere in life, you judge as being unhappy is good for you. In Adlerian psychology, personality and disposition is described by the word lifestyle. It is a word that encompasses the worldview of that person and his or her outlook on life. Let someone says, I am a pessimist. This can be rephrased as I have a pessimistic view of the world. You could consider that the issue is not personality but rather the view of the world. So personality seems to be unchanged, while the view of the world can be altered. Lifestyle is thought of as something that you choose for yourself. No one consciously make wrong choices about self, but first choice is mostly made unconsciously combined with external factors. Since you were not born with this personality and had earlier chosen it unconsciously, so you can change it also. People are unable to change only because they are making the decision not to. Also, people do not want to change because they have been habituated with this personality. If one chooses a new lifestyle, no one can predict what might happen to the new self, or have any idea how to deal with events as they arise. It will be hard to see ahead to the future, and life will be filled with anxiety, but it's easier and more secure to be just the way one is. When we decide to change, we put our courage to test. So to be happy, you need courage. What you should do now is make a decision to stop your current lifestyle. You don't like yourself because you are noticing only your shortcomings. Because of this lack of courage, you start avoiding interpersonal relations. However, keep in mind that when you enter into interpersonal relationships, it is inevitable that to a greater or lesser extent you will get hurt. And you will hurt someone because all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. So all one can do is live in the universe all alone. But one can't do such a thing. And being afraid of interpersonal relationships, we start judging ourselves and start disliking ourselves. Reason behind this is the feeling of inferiority which arise entirely through our comparison with others. Actually, feelings of inferiority are common. Everyone wants to improve and sets targets, and this is called pursuit of superiority. Not achieving those develops feelings of inferiority. However, if taken in positive sense, the feeling of inferiority can promote striving and growth. But when feelings of inferiority are strong and people lose the courage to take a single step forward, then they develop inferiority complex. Those who develop inferiority complex does not find themselves capable of developing themselves. Beyond inferiority complex, people fabricate feelings of superiority, which is called superiority complex. People who wear rings with rubies and emeralds on all fingers as having issues with feelings of inferiority, who boast about their achievements, or bragging about their misfortune. These are signs of a superiority complex. When we refer to the pursuit of superiority, there's a tendency to think of it as the desire to try to be superior to other people, to climb higher, even if it means kicking others down. Understand that life is not a competition. Feeling of inferiority can be healthy when not compared with others. Everyone is different. Don't mix up that difference with good and bad, and superior and inferior. Whatever differences we may have, we are all equal. Feeling of competition will set you around rivals and you will see the world as enemy, but if you withdraw yourself from win or lose, then instead of rivals, you will have comrades. If someone trying to provoke you for an argument, it shows that other person is challenging you for a power struggle and he wants to win. If you take control of such quarrel, then other person will withdraw and move to next stage, which is revenge stage. This happens between parents and children. If parents get angry, then a feeling of revenge develops in child's mind. To prevent this from happening, when one is challenged to a power struggle, one must never allow oneself to be taken in. Learn a way to settle things without using the emotion of anger. No matter how much you might think you are right, try not to criticize the other party on that basis. This is an interpersonal relationship trap that many people fall into. If you think you are right, regardless of what other people's opinions might be, the matter should be closed then and there. The moment one says that one is right, which means other is wrong. On that moment, relation has already turned into power struggle. Understand the two objectives of your behavior and psychology. The objectives for behavior are to be self-reliant and to live in harmony with society. Then, the two objectives for the psychology that supports these behaviors are the consciousness that I have the ability and the consciousness that people are my comrades. These are, as per Adler, life tasks. Being self-reliant means no matter how distressful the relationship, you must not avoid or put off dealing with it. Even if in the end you're going to cut it with scissors, first you have to face it. Next important point of Adlerian psychology is not to seek recognition from others. There is no need to be recognized by others. This will give you true freedom. The desire for recognition is due to the influence of reward and punishment education. This system will make you work to satisfy others' expectations. If you are not living your life for yourself, then who is going to live it for you? You are living only your own life. Work with the sense that God is watching, so accumulate good deeds. The solution is to separate the tasks. One does not intrude on other people's tasks. Think, who ultimately is going to receive the result brought about by the choice that is made? However, if any support from your side is required, do not hesitate to do that. Regarding your role, remember that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Forcing change while ignoring the person's intentions will only lead to an intense reaction. Similarly, for your decisions, choose the best path that you believe in. On the other hand, what kind of judgment do other people pass on that choice? That is the task of other people. and is not a matter you can do anything about. Unless you have the courage to be disliked by others, you cannot be free. The separation of tasks is not the objective for interpersonal relationships. Rather, it is the gateway. The courage to be happy also includes the courage to be disliked. When you have gained that courage, your interpersonal relationships will all at once change into things of lightness. In this way, interpersonal relationship cards are held with you. The goal of all interpersonal relations is to have community feeling. This is done when we consider others as comrades. With this approach, interpersonal relations can be a source of happiness. For this, we need to make switch from attachment to self to concern for others. People who have concern only for themselves think that they are at the center of the world. They half genuinely believe that everyone else exists to serve them and should give precedence to their feelings. Understand that you are not the center of the world, rather a part of community. Make good relations with the concept of horizontal relationship. It recommends not to praise or rebuke, because these both are judgments. These again go back to reward and punishment education and makes vertical relationship. Also, praise shows lack of ability, because giving praise is a judgment that is passed by a person of ability onto a person without ability. While horizontal relationship says that all are equal but not same. In this concept, encouragement is given by being grateful for their contribution. This gives others the sense of being beneficial to the community. Now what about people who cannot contribute, like old sick people or physically disabled people? For those, rejoice in their existence. Be grateful for their existence, for the psychological support they are providing to you and your family. 3 things are needed in community feeling: self-acceptance, confidence in others, and contribution to others. Self-acceptance means what use one is making of oneself. There is no need to go out of one's way to be positive and affirm oneself. It's not self-affirmation that we are concerned with, but self-acceptance. With self-acceptance, if one cannot do something, one is simply accepting one's incapable self, as is, and moving forward so that one can do whatever one can. Accept what is irreplaceable, and have the courage to change what one can change. Next comes confidence in others. When one is switching from attachment to self to concern for others, confidence in others becomes absolutely essential. The basis of interpersonal relations is founded not on trust, but on confidence. It is doing without any set conditions whatsoever when believing in others. Even if one does not have sufficient objective grounds for trusting someone, one believes. One believes unconditionally without concerning oneself with such things as security. That is confidence. Next comes contribution to others. It does not connote self-sacrifice. This involves focusing energies on charitable activities. In doing so, one attains a sense of their own worth and confirm for themselves that it's okay to be here. This is at large level. At small level, you can do acts like helping your wife or mother in clearing the table after dinner. So based on this we can say, to be self-reliant, and the consciousness that I have the ability, correspond to self-acceptance. And to live in harmony with society, and the consciousness that people are my comrades, connect to confidence in others and then to contribution to others. To learn Adler's psychology, one needs half the number of years one has lived. So in this way, young people can walk ahead of adults. A feeling of lack of harmony in life happens when one sees only a part of things but judges the whole. An example of such person is one who is workaholic. It's a common complaint of such people that they don't have time for family. Actually, it is a life lie. They are simply trying to avoid their other responsibilities by using work as an excuse. Another reason is that they may be able to see their worth at their workplace. For those, in case of retirement or sickness, when they are confined to home, those who can accept themselves only on the level of acts are severely damaged. Next comes about happiness. Again, you need the courage to be happy. The greatest unhappiness is not being able to like oneself. You can become and remain happy with the feeling of contribution to others, as it will give the awareness that you are of use to someone. If life is like climbing mountain to reach top, then major part shall be en route. Don't consider this journey like a line, rather series of dots, which are the moments called now. Live in now. Do the best in this moment without being concerned of where to go. Focus on the very next step only. Enjoy the process instead of reaching the top in haste. Lifestyle is about here and now, and is something that one can change of one's own volition. The greatest life lie of all is to not live here and now. It is to look at the past and the future, cast a dim light on one's entire life, and believe that one has been able to see something. So cast away the life lie and fearlessly shine a bright spotlight on here and now. This will make your life simple. Here we shall wind up the video. We really recommend this book for all. If you like this video, hit a like, share it with your friends. If you have not yet subscribed this channel, do subscribe and hit bell icon to get notified about the latest updates. Be happy, be safe.